In the following sections we're going to be talking about environmental effects. These include combustion, volumetric lights, volumetric fog, environment mapping, and we're also going to be talking about perspective matching. I have a scene right now that has a table, a floor, walls, a teapot, and a flashlight object. There are two spotlights in this scene. One out of view that's pointing onto my table, and then one hidden inside the flashlight pointing towards the teapot and towards the wall. You can see the shadow from that spotlight right here. What I'm going to do is add a volumetric lighting effect to the flashlight spotlight so that you can see the beam coming out of the flashlight, hitting the pot and hitting the wall. To do this, I'm going to go to the rendering menu, select Environment, and under the Atmosphere Rollout, I'm going to click the Add button. Now I'm going to select from the atmospheric effects. I'm going to check off volumetric light and click OK. This adds that atmospheric effect to my scene, and it also adds a volumetric light parameter rollout right here. Now these controls are going to control my volumetric light. First, what I have to do is pick a light to attach this effect to. So I click Pick Light, I click on my Select by Name, and it only is going to show me my spotlights, or my lights rather, since I'm using an atmospheric effect for volumetric lighting. So I'm going to click on the flashlight spot, and you can see it here in the list, and I can add more than one. So I can pick another light, and I can add the other spot to the list. And I can remove that light, because I'm just going to be using the spotlight in the flashlight. Now what I'm going to do is lower the density of the volumetric light to about 2.3. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. And I'm going to turn noise on and just bump it up just a little bit. So there's a little bit of noise in the volumetric light. There are a number of different effects that we can modify here, including the fog color, the attenuation color. We can use the attenuation color. We can filter shadows using low, medium, high filtering. And we can increase or decrease the sample volume by checking off on auto and using the roller right here. We can change the starting attenuation of the light and the ending attenuation. We can turn on noise, change the noise amount, link the noise to the light. We can change the noise from regular, fractal, turbulence, and we can invert the light. We can change the noise threshold at the high point, at the low point. We can change the noise uniformity. We can change the phase, so we can animate this over time, and the size. And then we can change the wind strength and the wind direction. These are all the controls for volumetric lighting. So let's see what this looks like. I'll just close this window, click on my camera view, select Render, and click Render down here. Now it's going to re-render this. This time it's going to have volumetric light coming from my flashlight. You can start to see it right up here. Adding volumetric lighting effects to your spotlights and directional lights in 3D Studio Max adds even more realism when you're composing a scene. Everybody knows that when you flash a flashlight in a dark room, especially if there's particles in the air, you can see the beam. Having this effect at your disposal gives you another tool to increase the realism of your renderings in this program.